name is Wei, and from China, from Beijing, China. I work in the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, and I'm also activist working with some NGOs, some liberal NGOs, and some women's NGOs for many years. So it gave me a very good chance to understand the liberal NGOs communication, their media strategies, and their communication actions. So today I would like to introduce our research project. It is action research. Marginal groups and media empowerment, a study on Chinese migrant workers. So from 2007 to this year, firstly I will give a very brief background about our research project. So in China now, we have about 260 million domestic migrant workers. They are now rural to urban migrant workers in China. So everybody knows that the word factory with a very hard work, overtime work by migrant workers in China. They have made a great contribution to our country, to our economic growth for 30 years, so many years. But in China we have a household registration system. It is not equal between urban people and rural people. So that is the reason, the main reason, maybe main reason that in China migrant workers, they have not residential right, migrant right, or their migrant children, they can go to the elementary school. I mean, public schools in cities, the big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. On the other hand, alike as cross-border migrant in the world, they have been experienced cultural shock, and their culture has been marginalized by urban culture. So that is another problem they must face. Since 1990s, some labor NGOs, I mean bottom-up NGOs, has been established in industrial districts and city village, where gathered many migrant workers. So, for example, in Beijing, do you know Tiananmen Square? It is city center, and second ring, third ring, fourth ring, and fifth ring. The migrant workers, they are gathered outside fifth ring, so very marginal. And these NGOs, they established and began to develop some small type media, such as newsletters, website, and publications. With the rise, the blog QQ, microblog, MV, online radio, and online video, email newsletters, and other news medias. So many labor NGOs, they can find more opportunities and spaces to develop NGOs communication activism, to inform and influence society. So that is a very typical case. It is our project site, Peaceful Village. So in our research project, maybe we have 5 or 6 project site. So it is in Beijing, but far from the city center and with 1,600 rural households, but gathered over 9,000 migrant workers since 1990s. So based on P Village, activists from migrant workers have organized an NGO named Beijing Migrant Workers Home in 2002. That is their organization logo. And in P Village, this NGO developed many medias. So we often ask, what are the migrant workers' media? How does labor NGO use this media? So workers' media are, in Peaceful Village, art troupe, P Village newspapers, workers' music, and some documentary and film, theater production, website, blogs, and many Weibo's, and one museum, new workers, newsletters, and a magazine, Voices for Migrant Children and some unraised, that is migrant workers' medias. Since 2002, the art troupe has performed over 500 times, reaching out directly to an audience of over 200,000 people. So performance places, maybe construction site, or maybe industrial districts or factories, or maybe a library, maybe universities and schools. So where gathered many migrant workers. So that is performance, the workers' band, migrant workers' band. This band has published about 7 CDs. So in construction site, and they also built the museum, workers' museum. Just quickly, performance for supporting Foxconn workers and against capitalism sweatshop. So performance in 2010, and another activities is about migrant workers spring gala, spring festival gala, where is my home to challenge CCTV spring festival gala, marginalized workers and other marginal groups. So conducted maybe 2 times in 2012 and in 2013. Another famous activity is about migrant workers' culture and art festival to challenge mainstreaming ideology and construct workers' culture, conducted in maybe 4th time. And so in our research project, if we engaged development communication research, for many years, we can find the common process in communication research in action, on action, and for action, addressing issues such as poverty reduction, health promotion, gender equality, children's rights and HIV/AIDS, violence against children and women, human trafficking, and something like that. So we can find the common key element, action by using communication or communication as actions. So in our theoretic framework is the action-oriented communication research. That is, it is a scholarship that explores the actions by using communication or communication as actions for social justice. You know, the Carnegie and Free has made great contribution to communication activism research. And so sometimes we just compared with between two scholarship. One is the communication activism research, another is action-oriented communication research. So we can find some similarities and difference. Okay, just quickly. So in action-oriented communication research, we stress on the empowering marginal groups. So we, and that is about our research strategies and method. Mapping, action research, capacity building, and dissemination and communication. So for mapping is a fundamental work. We must take root among a community where marginal groups live to find local communication system and its influence from migrant workers' experience and perspective. And about action research, we work with local NGOs and marginal groups together and learn from their experience and understand their experience so that we can promote active involvement of community members and construct knowledge with migrant workers together. Also develop actions and media strategies for changing society together. So we, you know, the 5 years research project, we involved many actions. Sometimes the migrant workers launch these actions. Sometimes maybe our research team launch these actions, including mailing, including dictionary workshop, just discuss workers' culture and challenging mainstream culture, and the Spring Festival Gala for and by migrant workers, new workers' culture and art festival, and music movement against human trafficking among migrant workers. The thirdly is about capacity building, including empowerment migrant workers in research process by providing resources, training workshops to build up or develop local communication system, which will become a major part of platform of local civil society for social justice. So during our research program, we conducted about 62 training workshops. It related to media literacy education, migrant children as community journalists, music workshop on human trafficking, communication skill for labor NGOs, and some participatory workshop on labor culture. So that is our workshop for migrant children. They would like to be community journalists, and migrant workers, just media literacy education about how do they use video, and so that is the people-centered workshop. That they are domestic workers, and the people-centered, they evolved into these activities. They said, speaking in public can help me to find myself. So they, I think maybe it is empowerment in personal level. So. The last one is about dissemination and communication. So we, according to our practice, we find we have at least 4 channels for dissemination on our research project, research result. So maybe the last one. The last one, yeah, that's one PPT. Yeah, I think capacity building or participatory action research, it is a process that people taking action to overcome the obstacles to progress where this action involves getting more control over their situation. That is, I think that is empowerment. That is our understanding on the concept of empowerment. So it is also a process, maybe practice empowerment through communication research. So and more ongoing. So thank you.